Hello friends, once again we begin with the syllabus of electronics, paper number first, in which very first chapter is the electronic instruments. Now we already begin with the electronic instrument in last lecture, and we have to study the three electronic instrument: CRO, that is cathode ray oscilloscope, then function generator and digital multimeter, from which we already begin with the concept of or the instrument study of instrument CRO, in which there are number of subparts. That subparts we divide, and that part has one of the important part is called CRT, cathode ray tube, and that cathode ray tube has the number of applications and the special use in the CRO. Now let us begin with the presentation, what we have learned in last lecture, and then we begin with the next topic. Check carefully the screen. Now check carefully. We begin with the first chapter, electronic instrument in electronics, paper 1. Now already we have learned the concept of cathode ray tube, up to the topic of deflections or deflection plates. Now we have the next topic in that chapter is deflection system in CRT. So deflection system in CRT are of two categories: electrostatic deflection and magnetic deflection. So we learn in previous lecture about the concept of cathode ray tube CRT, in which we have diagram, then explanation. Very first part in that in that cathode ray tube is electron gun assembly, then second part deflection plate assembly, then third is a fluorescent screen, and fourth part is a glass envelope. Then we have the electrostatic focusing of that particular part of the electron guns assembly, that is electrostatic focusing system of CRT, and in which we have explained. Now we have the concept of deflection systems in CRT. Now there are two parts. There are two types of deflection system can be used in CRT. Number one is electrostatic deflection. Second one is magnetic deflection. Now in physics, we have separate chapter of electrostatics, in which we study the concept of the charge and electric fields. So charge produces electric field in surrounding medium. So that concept we have learned in chapter of physics, that is chapter of electrostatics in physics. Now according to that knowledge, we have first type of system, deflection system, is electrostatic deflection system. Now check carefully the diagram, what we have given. There are pair of plates, the first plate and the second plate. The two plates are separated by distance d. Now check carefully the diagram. Distance d is the separation of the two plates. One plate is suppose positive, which has the potential E into D, electric field intensity E into D is the potential of positive plate. And here we have negative plate or negative charge plate. Here we have the dashed line gives the direction of path of electron. Electron follow the path that is given by dashed line. So when there is no electric field between the plates, means no potential is given to the plates, the electron follow the straight path and incident on point P on screen. Now if we switch on the electric field by giving potential plus ED and negative minus ED between these two plates, then what happens? electrons are negatively charged particles, and that electron attracted towards the positive plate, and there is a change in the path of that electron. So there is a parabolic path followed by the electrons inside the two plates. So negatively charged electrons attracted toward the positively charged plate. So there is a deflection of electron, and because of that it is called deflecting plates. So check carefully diagram. Deflection plate 1 and 2, positive, negative. When we switch on the electric field by giving potential, then electrons are attracted towards the positive plate, and inside the plates the path is a parabolic path, and while following the parabolic path up to the end of the plate, then they again move in straight line. So again we have the straight line without electric field. In this region there is no electric field. Electric field is only inside the plates. So electron follow the straight line after leaving the plates and then incident on point P dash. So here there is a deflection of electron beam, we can say, with the help of the electrostatic potential and corresponding electric field here. Now check carefully. So this plate arrangement gives the electron to deflect in vertical direction. So electron can be deflected in vertical direction with the help of this plate arrangement. Now what are the different points that we have to write down in examinations? Suppose a question asked is explain electrostatic deflection system in CRT. Then you have to write down, or you have to draw a diagram and at least 4 to 5 points about the working of the deflection system. And that question carry 2 to 3 marks. Now check carefully what we have the following points. So in after diagram we have very first point. In figure, vertical deflection plates are shown which are placed distance d apart and are connected to source of potential difference E into D. So E is electric field intensity and D is the distance. That much amount of potential is V. V is equal to E into D. Number second point, an electric field E exists between the plates. An electron enter this field is deflected towards the positive plate following the parabolic path. So already we have explained the working of this system. So with the help of electric field, electron follow the parabolic path inside the plates. When electron leave the region of a deflection plate, there is no deflection source or deflection force. Therefore, it travel in a straight line toward the point P dash. So already we have explained in the diagram. The amount of deflection depend on speed of electron, the voltage applied across the deflection plates, the size of plate, and distance from the plates. So on which factor this deflection depends? So there are three factors. The amount of deflection depends upon the speed of electron. That speed will be depend indirectly on accelerating anodes. So that already we have explained in the last lecture or first lecture. So speed of electron first, then second one voltage applied across the plates or deflection plates, and third one is size of the plates and distance of the screen from the plates. How much distance between plates and screen, on that there is the amount of deflection depends. So these things we have to write down in examination in the point of deflections, electrostatic deflection system. Now we have one small definition, the deflection sensitivity. So how to define this deflection sensitivity is very easy. The deflection sensitivity S of CRT is defined as the deflection or the screen in meters per volt of deflection volt. So how much deflection of the spot of electron beam on screen per volt deflecting per volt of deflection voltage per voltage. So this S is equal to D divided by ED. D is the distance or deflection of fluorescent screen, that is in meter, and ED is a deflection voltage. So this will be the quantity called deflection sensitivity, distance D divided by ED. So here is E is a potential between the plates, ED. Unit meter per volt, and practical unit is, in case of CRO, we have mm per volt. So this is unit of deflection sensitivity, where we have D is the deflection of the fluorescent screen spot in meter. Then ED is the deflection voltage in volts. Now these will be application electrostatically deflected CRT are used in cathode ray oscilloscope. So in cathode ray oscilloscope, we have very first instrument is cathode ray oscilloscope, in short CRO. We use this technique of electrostatic deflection. Now we have the second type of deflection system, that is magnetic deflection system. So this will be, again we have learned the concept of magnetic field in physics also. So we know that there are two types of methods to create the magnetic field. Number first is we have north pole and south pole. The north pole lines of magnetic flux will be produced enter into south pole. So north pole and south pole, in between them there is the magnetic field. Second method is, suppose we have a coil and that coil carry current. Coil carrying current, that also produces the magnetic field. Suppose we have the coil and that coil, suppose we flow the current through that coil, then it will generate the magnetic field. So that system of coils or pair of coils we use to generate the magnetic field. So here we have the deflection coil, coil first and coil second, vertical and horizontal like this. So here we have given the deflection coil in magnetically deflected CRT. The arrangement of this magnetic deflection system will be given like this. One coil, second coil, arrangement of these coils will be like this. Now we know that north pole and south pole, the figure below, north pole, the magnetic field produced and directed or flow towards the south pole here. That is in case of uniform magnetic field. Now, if we have two magnets or pair of magnets, first magnet north-south, second magnet kept in perpendicular to the first magnet, then there is the interaction of two magnetic field, and at certain point the magnetic field will be directed in closed loop as in figure number C. Interaction of two magnetic fields, and when we have north pole, south pole, left, right to left direction, and again we have second field that is kept in again perpendicular direction, north pole, south pole, and the interaction of both the fields, the field will be at certain point become circle or close path like this. So this particular system we have to use in deflection system, and the method is magnetic deflection system. For that we know the concept of coil carrying a current produces magnetic field. Now what we have to write down in this part is, in this type the deflection plates are not present. Here plates are not present but coils are present. So deflection coils wound on assembly called as yoke are placed about the neck of the CRO. So at the neck of the CRO we have to place the coil assembly called yoke. Two pair of coils are used, two pair, first pair and second pair. These two pair, so see we have given in number third, one pair is for horizontal deflection and second pair is for vertical deflection. So instead of the plates, in case of electrostatic deflection system, here we have the pair of coils here. One coil deflect the electron beam in horizontal direction and second in vertical direction. And number fourth point, the amount of deflection is proportional to the strength of magnetic field is proportional to the current in the coil here. So check carefully, the amount of deflection is proportional to strength of magnetic field, which is proportional to current in the coil. So we have very simple understanding how much the electron beam deflect. The deflection depend upon amount strength of magnetic field. Now magnetic field is produced by current, So indirectly, amount of deflection proportional to current in the coil. Now we again have the same type of definition, magnetic deflection sensitivity. So is defined as amount of deflection of electron spot caused by magnetic flux of 1 Weber per square meter. So flux is said suppose 1 Weber per square meter, and with the help of that flux how much electron spot will be deflect. So that will be gives the concept of magnetic deflection sensitivity. That is same as the electrostatic deflection sensitivity. So SI unit is meter, that is deflection, and unit of magnetic flux per square meter, that is Weber per meter square. Flux is measured in Weber and area will be meter square, or we have Weber per meter square single unit Tesla. So Tesla is unit of magnetic field or magnetic induction, magnetic field intensity or magnetic induction. So we have two units, Weber per meter square or Tesla, the unit of magnetic field intensity or the magnetic induction, which measures the amount of magnetic flux. Now application, magnetically deflected CRTs are used in radar indicators and television picture tube. So in radar indication, we require magnetic deflection system, and we know the black and white televisions and color televisions that has a picture tube, and that picture tube has the electrostatic deflection system as well as magnetic deflection system. So when we open that particular picture tube, there are a pair of plates which are electrostatic deflection system, as well as we have the coils also, and that coils will generates the magnetic field and called magnetic deflection system. So both the systems will be present in case of television of the either black and white or color televisions. Okay. Now we have what is the constituent of screen. So screen for CRTs. So what is the general understanding of screen of CRTs? So what we have given here. So we have very short understanding. The screen of CRT is coated with a fluorescent material called as a phosphor. So generally phosphor is coated inside the fluorescent screen. So glass screen has inner coating with the material called phosphor. Now check carefully, we have the number of definitions or meaning. Check carefully, phosphors are compounds of light metals such as zinc, cadmium, beryllium and calcium with non-metals such as oxygen, silicon and sulfur. So these metals are used as the fluorescent material. With such a compound is mixed a minute amount of particular impurity known as activator. So these particular metals are act as activator. When the electron beam is incident on screen of CRT, a spot of light is produced. So this spot is because of the fluorescent material, and fluorescent material suppose taken as phosphor and with the other metals, for example, zinc, cadmium, beryllium, calcium, and with the non-metals, oxygen, silicon, sulfur. So with the mixture of these small amount, that particular thin layer we have to coat inside the screen or inside the glass screen of the CRT, and that particular thin layer will be when incident on electron beam, when electron beam incident on that layer, that will spot will be glow. So this will be the working of the screen of CRT. Again we have some definition, additional definition. The property of phosphor to emit light when stimulated by radiation is called fluorescence. So what do you mean by fluorescence means when phosphor is emitted by radiation. So phosphor emit light when stimulated by radiation is called fluorescence. Now we have second property, the property of the material to continue light emission even after source of excitation. Here electron beam is cut off is called phosphorescence. So when we stop the excitation source. Even though there is the material continue emit the light. When we switch off the source, then also we obtain the glow that is called phosphorescence. Phosphorescence. So this will be again one property similar to the fluorescence. Fluorescence require radiation to be incident, then it will emit light. And here we have to incident beam, and beam is suppose cut down, then also there is a material will be continue to emit light. Now we have number 7. Persistence is the time required or the CRT image to decay to certain percentage, that is 10 percentage of the original light output. It is also called as afterglow. So here we have the one concept, persistence is the time. So time required to decrease the amount of light to 10%. Suppose 100% to 10% means 90% there is a reduction in intensity of the light produced by that particular CRT, and that will be named as the afterglow. So this will be the persistence. So when we have one image, and that image should remain for certain time according to concept of phosphorescence. So this concept persistence will be required to reduce the light, and reduce the light up to 10% because the next image has to be appear instead of the first. So there is a continuous waveform generates. So first waveform, second waveform. So for that purpose, the first image should be reduce the intensity, then there is the appearance of second image. For that purpose, we require the persistence or time required. Now, number 8, the intensity of light emitted from CRT screen is called luminescence. So, the intensity of light emitted from CRT screen is called luminance. So, luminance means light emission here. So, we have additional definitions that we will go through detail when we have practicals. So, in our practical lab, we have the cathode ray oscilloscope as a electrostatic measuring instrument. So, that instrument we have all these particular definition we can understood practically here. Okay. Now we have actual study of the block diagram of cathode ray oscilloscope CRO. Now check carefully what will be the number of components or the blocks of cathode ray oscilloscope. Now we begin with one of the particular block. So check carefully, input Y signal, input Y signal, that is given to vertical attenuator, that is the particular block is called volt per division. So input is given to vertical attenuator. Attenuator means what? We have to reduce the strength of signal, input signal strength we have to reduce. So attenuator means reduction in signal, that is the concept with the help of volt per division. Now we have again amplifier. First of all, we reduce signal, then we have amplifier, vertical amplifier. That vertical amplifier is given to delay line. Now that delay line given to the plates of CRT, cathode ray tube. CR tube means cathode ray tube. That is given to this particular vertical deflection plates. Now check carefully. Second part, that is the external sink. External sink signal we have to taken from vertical attenuator and again given to the trigger circuit. So trigger circuit, the signal is goes toward the time based generator. So time based generator, we have again two blanking circuit and we have horizontal amplifier. So time based signal given to the blanking circuit as well as to the horizontal amplifier, and now from horizontal amplifier it is connected to the horizontal deflection plates. So one signal connected to vertical deflection plates and second is connected to horizontal deflection plates. See, these plates are arranged horizontally and that will be vertically, and that will be deflect the beam horizontally. Plates are arranged horizontal direction and that they will be deflect the electron beam vertically. So there are two assembly here, vertical assembly and horizontal assembly. And again we have a time based we have power supply, high voltage power supply and low voltage power supply, and that power supply to the again remaining circuit. So this part is of the power supply to the CRT. So this is internal, external. There are two connections. Either we have internal or external. Some we have sometime internal but deflection system, and suppose we have external also. So we can have the choice of internal or INT internal and EXT external X input. We have Y input and X input. So these will be the displacement and Y displacement simply. So this is the block diagram of cathode ray oscilloscope. We have one by one the understanding of the concept. So let us have the first part, vertical attenuator and vertical amplifier. So vertical attenuator and vertical amplifier, this portion we have. So let us go through detail what is in these particular two blocks, vertical attenuator and vertical amplifier. So number first, the signal waveform to be observed on the screen, the signal waveform to be observed on screen, the signal which is we have to observe on screen of CRO, that signal is applied to the vertical amplifier. Why amplifier? Through attenuator. So attenuator reduce the signal. After reduction, again we have to amplify. So we have certain limit or fixed quantity. Suppose we have 5-volt signal, we have to reduce into 1 volt, and then we have to amplify. Suppose we have 10-volt signal, again we have to reduce into 1 volt, and then we have amplify. So any type of signal strength is reduction first, and then we have uniform amplifier like this. So this will be through the amplifier as well as attenuator. Attenuator is circuit which reduce the strength, and amplifier increase the strength. Number second, the gain of this amplifier is set by calibrated vertical input attenuator by the using volt per division control. The gain of amplifier is set by calibrated vertical input attenuator, and that knob is given here on CRO called volt per division. With the help of that division, we can have the gain, how much, 10, 100, 150, 1000. That gain we can adjust with the help of volt per division. And number third, the push-pull output of amplifier is feed to vertical deflection plate of CRT. And that output is given, push-pull output of amplifier is feed to vertical deflection plates of CRT through the delay line here. So the first part, or this vertical deflection system, these will be three parts: attenuator, amplifier, delay line. That is given to the vertical deflection system. Now we have delay line. The delay line is used to delay the arrival of the input waveform at the vertical deflection plates until the trigger and time-based circuit have a chance to sweep the beam. Now check carefully. One of the important part of this, so we have vertical Y input. When input is coming towards the deflection system, in the same time, X deflection system should be reached at that point. Suppose we have a game of suppose cricket. When bowler balls that throw that particular ball, so when the ball reaches to the batsman, at that time only, that instant only, the bat hit the ball. Otherwise, when we hit the bat before coming the ball, or after ball go, and then we have the particular bat swing. So there is a matching of that particular system here. Here also we have the same delay line. So delay line is used to delay the arrival of input waveform at the vertical plates, vertical deflection plates, until the trigger and time-based circuit have a chance to start the sweep of beam. So these will be matching. So these will be, again we have the practical understanding. Then you can understood very easily how this will be work here. So delay line will be match the time when X input is there, then we have Y input. So for that matching, the delay line is present here. Number second, the leading edge of the waveform can be viewed even though it was used to trigger the sweep, because delay line introduces a total delay of approximately 0.25 microsecond in vertical deflection channel. So again, we have the understanding, detailed understanding. The leading edge of waveform can be viewed even though it was used to trigger the sweep, because the delay line introduces the total delay of approximate time 0.25 microsecond in vertical deflection channel. So this is use of delay line. Go through that, and now again we have, when we have practicals, then we have detailed understanding how this will be works. Okay. Now we have third part is the trigger circuit, circuit. A stable CRT display can be maintained by start each horizontal sweep at the same point on the signal waveform. So this will trigger circuit or sync circuit. So stable CRT display can maintain by starting each horizontal sweep. Horizontal sweep we have to start at the same point on the signal waveform. When signal is coming towards the vertical plate, at the same time horizontal sweep has a role here. So this will be the important case when vertical signal and horizontal signal, that is matching, will be required. For that we have the trigger circuit or synchronization circuit. Now number second, for this purpose a sample of input waveform is fed to trigger circuit, which produces a trigger pulse at some stretch selected points on input waveform. So for that purpose we have taken the input from input waveform feed to the trigger. Now check carefully what we have. Second point, check carefully, vertical attenuator, we take the part from the input part taken and given to trigger circuit. So trigger circuit takes the part from input and then it has the function. Now check carefully what we have given. Sweep the same point on the signal waveform. So these will be starting each horizontal sweep at the same point on signal waveform, and now we have for this purpose sample of input waveform.